Good morning to all of you. I, Dr. Shruti Pramodra Ingole, Department of Chemistry. In this presentation, we are going to discuss about the handling of phenol and its derivatives in laboratory. In the beginning, we will discuss about working safely with phenol, environmental health, safety and risk management. Here, these are the major point of discussion like properties of phenol and its derivatives, routes of exposures and health effects, protecting yourself, handling and storage, spill and exposure, waste disposal, phenol and its derivatives, spill exposure kit. Now, property of phenol and its derivatives. At room temperature, phenol and its derivatives is a translucent, colorless, crystalline mass, a white powder, or a thick syrup liquid. The crystals are hygroscopic and turn pink to red in air. When pure phenol and its derivatives has a sweet tar-like odor that is readily detected at low concentration. This concentration is 0.05 ppm in air. Phenol and its derivatives issued in alcohol, glycerol, petroleum, and to a lesser extent, water. Here, properties of phenol and its derivatives, exposure limits, OSHA. The long form of OSHA, Occupational Safety and Health Administration. Once again, repeat. OSHA long form, Occupational Safety and Health Administration. Exposure limit PEL is 5 ppm, includes a skin notation, which indicates that the cutaneous route of exposure contributes to overall exposure. NIOSH, the long form of NIOSH, National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health. Once again repeat, NIOSH, long form of NIOSH, National Institute of Occupational Safety and Health, has established a short-term exposure limit, STEL, of 15.6 ppm and include a skin notation. NIOSH IDLH, immediately dangerous to life or health, is 250 ppm. Routes of exposure. Phenol and its derivatives is poisonous, corrosive, and flammable, affect the central nervous system and target the liver and kidney, in mutagenic and possible teratogenic. Routes of exposure includes inhalations, absorptions, ejections, eyes, use of products containing phenol and its derivatives. Now, routes of exposure inhalations, phenol and its derivatives is absorbed rapidly from the lungs into the bloodstream. However, because of its low volatile, the inhalation hazard is limited. The odor threshold of phenol is about 100 times lower than the OSHA PEL. There is adequate warning when hazardous concentration exists. Breathing vapor, dust, or mist result in digestive disturbance, vomiting, difficulty in swallowing, diarrhea, loss of appetite. Cause irritations, and possible burn to respiratory tract. Now here, routes of exposure, absorption. All forms of phenols and its derivatives cause irritation and acute toxic effect of phenol and its derivatives most often occur by skin contact. Even dilute solution 1 to 2% may cause several burns if a contact is prolonged. Due to its local anesthetizing properties, skin burn may be painless. Phenol and its derivatives, vapor and liquid penetrate the skin readily. Absorption of phenol and its derivatives by skin is enhanced when chloroform is also present. Chloroform is volatile and phenol is not. Here, routes of exposure, absorptions, systemic poisoning effect follows skin absorption. Discoloration and several burns may occur, but may be distinct by a loss of pain sensation. Now, routes of exposure ejection, a little as a 1 gram has been a lethal to humans. Symptoms may include a burning pain in mouth and throat, abdominal pain, nausea, vomiting, headache, dizziness, muscular weakness, central nervous system effect, increasing in heart rate, irregular breathing, coma, and possibly death. Now, routes of exposure eye, corrosive to eye burn which redness, pain, blur visions may occur, may cause several damage and blindness. Now, routes of exposure products containing phenol and its derivatives. Phenol and its derivatives in low doses can be found in some consumer products. It is used as a disinfectant, antiseptic, and pain reliever. Most used in the manufacturing of resin and plastics, but it is also found in explosive, fertilizer, paints, rubber, textiles, adhesive, drugs, paper, soap, wood, preservative, and photographic developers. Protecting yourself. First is the personal protecting equipment, and second is the specific lab safety practice. Now, protecting yourself, always use phenol and its derivatives in a properly functioning chemical fume hood. Keep sash as low as possible. Conduct all work in plastic tray for a spill containment. Now, protecting yourself, personal protective equipment, long pants and long sleeves shirts with reasonably high neck, closed toe shoes or rubber boots, chemical resistance lab coat or chemical resistance apron, splash goggle or face shield, gloves, neoprene, butyl rubber or laminated barrier. For a phenol chloroforms mixture, use Picton or heavyweight nitrile. Do not use a nitrile or latex. Additional PPE may be required depends on the specific procedure used in the lab. Specific lab safety practice, use caution when a centrifuging phenol and its derivatives. Centrifugation produce aerosols, enhance exposure via inhalations. If you suspect a tube has broken or a rotor has failed, wait 10 minutes prior to opening the centrifuge and rotor lid. These allow aerosolized phenol to settle out. Open them in the fume hood if at all possible. After centrifuging, always open bottles or tubes in a fume hood to prevent exposure to aerosol. Never heat or melt phenol and its derivatives in an incubator, microwave, drying oven, or similar device. Have phenol spill exposure kit available. Here, specific lab safety practice. Review your protocols prior to begin the procedure. Every time, inspect your PPE for cracks, holes, sign of wear. Make sure the fume hood has a current maximum sash high sticker. Clearly label all bottles, stock and waste. Use the small amount possible. Make sure a copy of the MSDS in the lab chemical hygiene plan notebook. Ensure unobstructed access to a functioning eyes wash, eye, and safety shower. Now, storage phenol and derivatives keep in tightly closed container. Store in a cool, dry, ventilated area away from sources of heat or ignition. Store separately from reactive chemicals, combustible materials, and waste. Keep out of direct sunlight. Avoid dust formation and control ignition sources. Store container on sleeve shields below eye levels. Spill and exposure. Liquid spill not involving contact with personal. If you do not feel comfortable cleaning up the spill, small liquid spill of 50 ml place may be absorbed with sand, vermiculite, or other non-combustible absorbent material. Pick up and place in a sale container or double plastic bag for a proper disposal as a hazardous waste. Do not dump down in drain or into the trash. If the spill material is heated or is greater than 50 ml, remove ignition sources, evacuate the laboratory, close the door, spill and exposure, dry spill not involving contact with a person. If you do not feel comfortable cleaning up the spill, clean up a spill in manner that does not disperse dust into the air, reduce airborne dust, and prevent a scattering by moistening with water. Do not flood. Pick up spill and place in the seals container or double plastic bag for a proper disposal as a hazardous waste. Do not dump down in drain into the waste basket. In assisting the victim, the responder should don PPE to avoid being exposed themselves. Remove contaminated clothing rapidly and being decontamination as soon as possible. Because a dilute of phenol and derivatives in water enhance dermal absorptions of phenol and its derivatives, it has been recommended that polyethylene glycol, glycerol, or vegetable oil by use to remove dermal contaminations with phenol and its derivatives. Do not use mineral oil. Now spill and exposure skin. After cleaning with glycerol or oil, skinning should be washed with soap and water for at least 15 minutes. Move victim to fresh air in safe to do so. Double bags any contaminated cloth. A copy of the CDC. Exposure information should accompany victim to the emergency room. Spill and exposure. ejection. If a solvent immediately administer castor oil or other vegetable oil, castor oil dosage should be between 15 to 30 cc. Never give anything by mouth to an unconscious person. A copy of the CDC exposure information should accompany victim to the emergency room. Here, spill and exposure eye. Immediately hold eyelids apart and flush eye continuously with a copious amount of cool flowing water for at least 15 minutes. Okay. Now, spill and exposure inhalations. Responder should immediately help victim to fresh air if it is safe to do so. A copy of the CDC exposure information should accompany victim to the emergency rooms. Spill and exposure. If you are alone, remain calm. Remove contaminated clothing. Begin using a polyethylene glycol, glycerol, or vegetable oil to remove dermal contamination. Wash yourself in the emergency shower or sink with soap and water for 15 minutes. Use eye wash for eye exposure. If ingested, administer castor oil or vegetable oil. Take a copy of the CDC exposure information to the emergency room in exposure responses kit. Waste disposal. Collect all phenol containing waste in a well-labeled clean container or double bag. No phenol waste should ever be put down the drain or into the trash. Clear label container with the concentration and a warning statement. Store waste properly. When the container is full, complete hazards, waste removal request, paperwork. Now, phenol spill exposure kit, sand, vermiculite, or other non-combustible absorbent material, 2 bags or ziplocs or clean container with lid for hazardous waste, 2 bags for contaminated clothing, hazardous waste label for bags or containers, polyethylene glycol, glycerol or vegetable oil, not a mineral oil, copy of CDC, phenol exposure information due to emergency room nurses and treating physician. Thank you. Thank you so much.